I probably was DJing before I knew I was DJing. As a kid, I got heavily influenced growing up in Germany in a council estate, and it was hip-hop that was just the thing that was massive. And I had a friend of mine bringing a tape over, and I was one of the few kids that had a ghetto blaster. And the tape was just full of radio recordings of hip-hop records. It was Gangsta and Outkast and all these different things. And somehow I turned into the guy that made mixtapes for all the older kids. So that was an element of DJing that got me into then just playing drums as well, which I learned. And then I started slowly moving into, I seen this scratch DJ and I was like, I was besotted by it, this is amazing. And then I fell in love with hip hop and scratching and turntablism and all these different things. And that was my journey, was from Germany, hip hop, and then moving into something where I was never able to play an instrument, but I felt the turntables were an instrument for me.
I sort of like grew up learning classical music, you know, practicing piano, playing flute. Maybe not as cool as turntablism, but you know, it gave me like this sort of good background of just like understanding music and even, you know, to a point like learning some like composition and whatnot. So I kind of like grew up like that, and my parents were sort of, my dad's very much into classical music, my mum's very much into like Latin music because she's from Chile, and my sister liked heavy metal, so like I got all these kind of influences growing up, and then it wasn't until I was about 17 years old, and then I went to Rock Nest Music Festival, which was an electronic music festival, which also had bands but DJs, and I seen Errol Alkin DJing in a tent, and he played Gets Knocked by Roman Flugel, and I'll never forget how absolutely bloody incredible that was, and I was just like, I need to do that. I was like, I need to write music and I need to do what he's doing.
From classical.
From classical, yeah, exactly. So yeah, that was sort of where I got into it, and then, you know, when I was 18, I decided to get like save up and buy a MacBook with some GarageBand loaded on it, and I just went from there.
I suppose even that's very different because Barrientos' background is production first and then move into DJing, whether mine's is DJing first and then move into production. We were sending demos individually to Glasgow Underground, and Kevin Mackay, who thought that I could possibly do things that Barrientos was just kind of stayed away from, and vice versa. And he thought that we should go out for lunch and kind of hit it off, like that's type of little dating thing.
We actually went for Japanese food and a beer, and yeah, we just talked music. We didn't go to the studio straight away, did we?
No,
we just kind of got to know each other a little bit.
That was it,
and then we finally went to the studio. And
the only story I've heard is that one of Evan's friends said to him, was like, so did you get on because you're actually a little bit of a weirdo?
Apparently I'm difficult to work with, apparently. So he was fine, he works so well with me fine.
So that's the story how we met, yeah, pretty simple.
That's how we met, yeah. Glasgow influences my music. It still influences me now, and it really did influence me when I was, you know, when I started going to clubs. I started going to things like Death Disco and Optimal at Sub Club. So that gave me the electronic side of it, and it forged my electronic taste for sure, and it still does to an extent because we've got so many amazing DJs and so many amazing producers in Glasgow. And would I ever leave Glasgow? Probably not, if I'm being honest. Like, having this conversation with our mates in London almost every single week. And I say, you guys moving to London yet? And I'm like, no, I just don't think so. Like, I love it too much. I'm comfortable. My family, my friends are there, and that's everything that's important to me, and it's great being part of it.
My main reason I'd never move away is I've got a young little amazing boy, so I'm stuck. I'm stuck in Glasgow. I want to be there, and we have a great time there. But it's an amazing city. It's like, as Barrientos said, it's got so many influences, so many great DJs and clubs, and you've got La Cheetah and the Sub Club and all these different places, the Berkeley Suite. There's constantly something going on that can influence you in various ways, and it influenced me massively because I came through the hip-hop scene and I had to discover house and electronic totally different, and it was almost like going to the depths of the worst sound that exists to me, to then work my way backwards into house music. And that's why Glasgow, and even now it's ever evolving, and people come just to have a night out and experience what's going on up there.
Always seems to be ahead of the curve.
Yes.
Yeah. We got together with Toolroom because we had written a single with Glasgow Underground, and they were running Love Another.
Yes.
So they got us involved with Love Another. That's how we got in. So we wrote a record for Toolroom, for Love Another called Ballin', which done really, really well. It got, support on Radio 1, Annie Mac, and then it was from then that we were just like, well, we love Toolroom from the get-go, so we were just like, I think it's our goal to try and get a single on the main label.
Yeah.
And I think that's when Love So Much came out.
It's very tactical as well. Like it's kind of to any new producers. It's very much think about your move maybe 6 steps ahead, and that's what we thought. It was like getting through the sub label to get to the main label, and build a following via that. And then we wrote Love You So Much, which was initially meant to be for another label, and Toolroom snapped it up, and then through. We would just meet them at gigs, Matt Smallwood, and get a really good Miles as well, and we would get a good relationship going. Meet Mark. We met Mark a few times as Bar Stewart, and all of a sudden it just felt like these guys are our mates rather than colleagues, or it was never ever they're looking for anything from us or us from them. It was just a family mate relationship, and it kind of feels like it's
still is. Though, like,
yeah.
We're we're such good friends now.
I
wouldn't view it as like, oh, we're going down to the label.
Yeah.
It's coming down, we're going down to meet our pals.
Always pick up from where we left off. Yeah. So we really hope some sort of knowledge and insight of how we work with a sample, especially. We done the main thing in the last FaderPros that we done was that the record that we made has been signed and it's coming out with Mother Recordings. But we did mess out a section. We really wanted to show people how a sample has worked, because we believe that is like an integral and massive part and a skill as well. Like, you're not just stealing something, you're actually reworking it, recreating it and giving it life again. Otherwise it just ends up in a dustbin somewhere.
Yeah. What I really want to achieve from the course is I want people to be able to look at that, to watch our tutorial and go like that, yep, I can make a track, I can finish a track, because the most common sort of thing that we get from up and coming producers is they go like that, I've got this really great idea, I don't know how to finish it. And it's and it's not because they aren't, people aren't, everyone's capable of finishing a track. It's just being able to just go like that, right, here's how we do it. You can do that. It's not, we're not anything special because we can complete a track. We're disciplined enough, and we've got a process, and maybe people can look at our process and go, you know what, I'll take aspects of that, I'll make it my own, and I'll finish a track. That's the most, always finish tracks.
Always be decisive.
Yeah, definitely.